Hey YouTube, welcome to my channel. It's Beautifully Natural here, and today I'm going to be doing a video on how to transition to natural. So let's go ahead and get started. So tip number one is going to be stop getting relaxers. That's the first big step on this natural hair journey. Stop getting relaxers. My tip number two is Team No Heat. This is me, all me. Even now that I'm natural, I've been natural for 2 years, I don't put any kind of heat to my hair. I don't even sit up under the hair dryer or use a blow dryer at all. So yeah, that's a big go-to, especially if you're just starting out transitioning. Try to stay away from the flat irons, the curling wands, anything that could give you possible heat damage, because once you have heat damage, it's really hard to get your curls back going how you want it to go. So cutting out heat altogether would be a lot better for you in the long run. Tip number three would be to trim your ends frequently. I know sometimes we don't want to cut our ends, we want to maintain that length that we have already, but your hair will grow a lot faster if you just trim your ends as frequent as possible. You don't have to do it like every week, but say at least once a month or something like that. That will be good as well. 4 would be to deep condition your hair more often. I know Shea Moisture has a lot of good deep conditioners you can use just to have something to start off with. They have a lot of good ones to use to really get your hair more moisturized and making it just easier for you to manage. Tip number 5 is to start using products that are sulfate free and create a hair regimen. Like, you need a good sulfate free shampoo, you need a good conditioner, a sealant or oil. That can be coconut oil, it can be argan oil, it can be olive oil or jojoba oil, any kind of oil. You can even just start out getting these at the grocery store. You don't have to go to like the actual beauty supply store to get them. You can just run in your Walmart and get olive oil, coconut oil, anything like that. When I was first transitioning, I started out with the coconut oil. That was my fave. So yeah, it's just up to you on what kind of oil you would like to use, but you do need a good sealant for your hair and also a good styling product. When I was transitioning, I did use the Shea Moisture Curl Enhancing Smoothie. That really helped me out as well. Tip number 6 is to try different styles that'll work for your hair. You're dealing with 2 textures, so sometimes it's hard to manage. So, doing perm rod sets or bantu knots or braid outs or twist outs that blend both of those textures will help your hair do better. It'll look better, because I know how it's hard to just have those. You can't wear it straight unless you straighten it or something like that. So just doing braid outs, bantu knots, different things work for different people. So basically just trying out those different things will help out. Tip number 7 is to be gentle with your hair. And I know this is kind of hard for some people, but being very gentle with your hair, especially with detangling. With detangling, you always need to start at the ends and then go up to the roots, and not the roots to the ends. I always do it in reverse because it's a lot easier to deal with, and if you're not gentle, you can pull all of your hair out, so that would really defeat the purpose of transitioning, because you're going to pull all your hair out. So try to be as gentle as possible when detangling your hair, and getting a good detangler is really, really good, and it will really help make the process go by a lot smoother. Tip number 8 would be to start using a wide tooth comb. Please get rid of all of the fine tooth combs, rat tail combs, all those. You're now dealing with 2 different textures. So those fine tooth combs can't really pull your hair out, because it's really hard to detangle with those combs and things like that. So not saying you have to go out and get like a Denman brush, but a wide tooth comb from the dollar store will work out. Or if you just decide to finger detangle, single detangling is easier for you, then that'll help out too. Tip number 9 is find people with your similar hair texture, whether you go on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook. It'll also help you out to find someone with that has about the same hair texture, or if they are transitioning, they kind of have some good styles for you to do, or good ideas on how to help you manage your hair. So the last tip, last but not least, is to love your hair. This is going to be a long journey for you depending on how long you do transition. Me personally, I transitioned for about 11 months, and then I was trying to make it to a year. I transitioned for about 11 months, and then I just cut those ends off. So it's best to just love your hair, and if this is something you really want to do, you're going to have to be patient with it. You're not going to go to sleep and wake up the next morning with natural, curly, healthy hair. It's just going to take some time. So you have to train your hair, learn how to train your hair, learn what works best for you. All products don't work the same for different textures. So even though you have that two different textures in your hair, just dealing with it, managing it, figuring out what's good for you, what styles work for you, what products work for you, it'll all come together in the long run, and you will be really happy with your results if you stick with it. Stick with the regimen, be patient, and just love your hair, love this journey, and you'll be fine. So again, those are my quick 10 tips on how to transition.